Porsche, a name synonymous with motorsports and pure driving pleasure. A lot of those cars that made Porsche famous were in Gulf racing blue, just like this 1981 911 SC Coupe that Motorvault is proud to present. An air-cooled 911 is such a special treat in the automotive world. There's really not much like it. Such great noises, such great response. These cars rotate so well, and all they want is just for you to find that balance. The 3-liter that's in this car has been thoroughly looked over, rebuilt by Flat 6. They did tens and thousands of dollars of upgrades to this. 964 heads, 9.8 to 1 pistons. The entire engine has been completely massaged. It probably makes a little bit over 200 horsepower. It's not crazy over what this car was stock. But when you dial in the suspension as well and have the Wevo shifter, upgraded clutch, the car really truly does feel very tight, very responsive, very dialed. And for someone who's not a professional, I could go out there and just thoroughly enjoy a drive, not just from understanding this car can really become a race car, but I could go out and street drive this thing with the buddies and cars and coffee. This car has 2 personalities in one, and it's so great because you don't have to punch it to make it go from one to another. The car just naturally flows between both ends of the spectrum of what this car is. And it truly is a rewarding experience. You feel so connected when you're driving a car like this. You feel just comfortable enough where you know what it's gonna do. You know when that rear end is gonna bite, when it's gonna slide. You know when that engine needs shifted, when it needs downshifted. It runs right exactly where you want to at all times if you understand it and you can speak the language of a Flat 6. Welcome to Putnam Park Road Course. I'm Josh from Motorvault. This is Dan Clarke, professional racing driver, and we are here for Measured by Motorvault. And today we are having some fun with a 1981 Porsche 911 SC Coupe presented in Gulf Blue. This car has a great bit of motorsport connection, in particular with Dan, since Dan does a little bit of racing in Porsche himself. So tell me a little bit about your racing background, your connection to Porsche racing, and why you're excited to take around this air-cooled gem.
Yeah, well, this year, 2024, and also in 23, I raced in the Porsche Carrera Cup Series, North America. So this is perfect older brother, much older. You know, it speaks to me a lot because my background is open wheel racing. I started go-karting and all that stuff. But my first scale electric slot car set as a kid was 2 Porsche 911s, the same chassis or body as this. So yeah, this is really close to home for me. Plus, I'm not embarrassed to say that the age of this car is pretty similar to me as well.
And this one is not necessarily your bone stock 1981 911. Flat 6 Incorporated has done a bunch of work to this car a little bit over a decade ago. A lot of gearbox work, a complete engine rebuild, 964 heads, a huge list of parts that we're gonna dive into. But the great thing is that this car is not just a street car, it's a car you could go and enjoy on a track and then drive home. It's been obviously caged, it's been stripped, so it's lighter, probably right around 2,600 pounds. This car's stock was 184 horsepower. Now it's making more than that. We expect somewhere over 200. So we get that nice power to weight balance. I know that's something that you love, and having that on a poster car for yourself, I know you're getting quite excited. So have you driven an air-cooled car like this before?
Yeah, on streets, and then maybe only one. Maybe it was you guys were filming and you had a Targa here.
Yeah, it was a
before.
G body, but it was a bone stock car.
Yeah. So yeah, that I got to drive that here at Putnam, and that was a lot of fun. Didn't have a lot of power, but you know, you get to really live the history of what made the 911 so iconic, especially when it was introduced to the American market, because when you drive it around the track, you really feel the handling of what people are talking about, why people are excited about rear engine cars and the lightweight. Even though, you know, mechanically you're driving an old car, but you can really feel it come alive when you're driving on a track. You really feel it kind of responds well, maneuvers well. And you feel part of the car when you drive older cars that are more mechanical.
Obviously, it still is an old car, but we're still going to have a lot of fun with this. And I know from a racing heritage standpoint, you look at that paint color, and it should have a little bit of connection to Porsche and racing history, especially for you, Gulf Blue.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's probably one of the top 3 iconic or most popular liveries and colors that people love to think of when they think of the Porsches.
Yes, and it all kind of starts back in 1970. We're going to dig into that a little bit later as well. But I think a final question for you in regards to this car before we drive it. What are you expecting this car to do feedback-wise, and what are you looking forward to most with this car, and compared to knowing that you have driven a bone stock car and this one has been breathed on and hot rodded a little bit?
Yeah, I think it's going to feel similar, but where it's going to be better when you have mods like that help it on a track is the steering response, braking response. It's all a bit sharper and crisper. It's everything happens a bit quicker. It kind of does what you want it to do. When you're on a track, you want to, you know, brake late, turn into corners with lots of speed, let the car rotate and be back on the gas, and off you go to the next corner. Street cars are a little bit more labored in that respect. So you got to kind of massage the weight transfer. Every time you put in an input, braking, steering, there's a body roll, you know, and there's a flex and there's a delay. It's not much, but when you start to put, you know, track mods into cars, suddenly all that speeds up. And now it just, you know, gets onto the next step of the track, the next step of the turn even quicker.
Well, I'm excited for you to experience this car. I've experienced it on the street a couple times. It is one heck of a car to drive. So with that being said, let's send it out on this beautiful Putnam Park Road Course and see what this car can do on track. All right, here she is. The 81 911 out on Putnam.
But yeah, the characteristics of the car, the way it just like behaves, like that squat. Do you feel all the weight there on the back left wheel? The car just wants to squat, rotate, and go, and it feels really stable. It's sprightly for sure. Like right there, I feel that hook. We call that hooking in. Where the front just wants to go like, it just wants to eat all the apex. It still does all that the same way. It just does everything a little bit quicker. Everything from, you know, braking to turning in to getting to the apex to then being ready to go on the gas and go.
Yeah, this car points and shoots really well. It's nice.
Yeah, it's definitely unfair to the Targa to compare it to this in a way, because what's really cool about all those 911s is just how that chassis behaves, how it just promotes so much positivity in kind of fast, sporty driving. They're both great. It's really how they compare to everything else in the time, because that's what makes these so cool. They're so unique and so good.
Yeah, it's incredible what those German engineers can do. And then when you have someone like Flat Six take over the engine and give it a little extra juice and put a pro behind the wheel, these cars come alive properly.
There it is.
Yep.
That's what makes 911 so fun.
Yep.
Is that just when you think they're trying to kill you, they're really just working for you. And as long as you give the right input, get back on the gas, everything fixes itself and away you go to the next corner. But it's so rewarding because it just says, oh, do you want to turn? Let's turn. Let's do it all. It's so fun.
Yeah, this car feels a lot more stable than I thought it would personally. It's truly, truly impressive what this car could actually do.
Yeah, and I'm not even braking hard.
No,
And it's just stopping well.
Yeah, I've obviously been in cars with you where you're completely slamming it down, and I mean, obviously you're running this car hard, but it's not like it's uncomfortable. You're just going through the paces, and it's rewarding you, and it's loving every bit of it.
Yeah, I would love a grocery commute or grocery trip that involves a few roundabouts.
Yes.
Yeah, when you get to drive these kind of cars, older stock Targa or this, drive these kind of cars on tracks, it's those rare moments when you wish the 911 never got bigger.
Right. That's why I love the Cayman platform so much, is that it's just such a nice balanced car, and then it's a nice tribute to the original 911s, at least size-wise.
I hate feeling like I'm holding people up, and here I am in a 43-year-old car. There it goes. Woo! Now we're like a chase vehicle. We're filming a GT4 now too. Ooh, look at this. Rare footage of an 81 911 gaining into corners on a 718 GT4. Ho ho ho! Ho ho ho! Whoa, look at that, you can see the inside rear wheel of the GT4 getting light. He's really working it too. And then here's this thing that just doesn't want to not race. Obviously gaps me on the little straightaway there between 8 and 9, but then 9 and 10 is right up the 911's alley. Whoa! Whoa! Just when you hold the gas long enough and then lift at the right time to make the car turn into 10. And of course I'm gonna lose a quarter mile.
In the world of collector cars, an air-cooled G-body 1981 911 in Gulf Racing Blue. Truly brilliant. And these are the kind of cars that make men from 8 years old to 80 years old lose their absolute mind when they see it going down the road. When you see this silhouette, you know exactly what you're looking at. But you know when you see this swoopy, sexy little coupe, you know it's a 911. And this one in particular, with that fiberglass ducktail, with the black centered Fuchs, and with the Euro front and rear bumpers, this car hits a lot of the right checkpoints for Porsche and car enthusiasts across the globe. Golf blue paint and that ducktail, it's chef's kiss.